Hi, I'm Audrey Chapman. Welcome back to the Sales Strategy series. This time we're going to have a look at the topic of accelerated transformation. At one time or another, there will be either an external need or a desire to transform your business. So how do you accelerate that transformation? How can you make it easier? How can you make it more effective? How can you achieve accelerated transformation? Well, I wanted to tell you about a company that I worked with for quite a while. They had a situation where every December they launched new products ready for the following year that were going to go live to the market in the January of the following year. Coincidentally, at the same time, they used to recruit up to bolster their sales force. So they would have new recruits coming into the business at the same time as they were launching their products at their annual sales conference. So it was a huge, big affair. It was very busy within the sales force, lots of recruitment going on, new products being launched, fanfares at national sales conferences. You'd have 500, 600, 700 people sometimes at these conferences. So it was a really grand affair. They'd launch everything and it would just sort of peter out. It would be successful in some parts, but not successful overall. And each year they would do the same thing, kind of like hoping that they would get a slightly different result. And, oddly enough, did not. So we decided that we were going to change things slightly. We wanted to ensure that, firstly, the new people that joined the business had an opportunity to grasp their induction program, but also that they would be able to grasp the new products that were coming online for the following January, for the following year. But also the existing sales force to be able to take the opportunity that they would be able to fully appreciate the new products and how to present them to the marketplace. So what we decided to do was to still have the National Sales Conference, which everybody looked forward to. It was an annual event. But what we would do this time is we would make sure that we would hold smaller regional meetings, and in fact some at district level, whereby we would be able to revisit the launch but in smaller groups, so we could really check the understanding. So that was done for the product launch. At the same time, with the induction program, we would do exactly the same thing, that the new delegates would come off the induction program and we would have local, regionalized or district meetings where we would unpack the sales process and go through each element of it to really be able to ensure learning. And we carried that on for the weeks and months that followed throughout the whole year. Well, the sales performance just rocketed. It was the first time that a product launch had rocketed and sales performance had really been boosted as a result of the new product nationally. But also what happened with the new recruits, there was a greater retention of new recruits because we were in touch with them more frequently. We had literally unpacked all of their original learning on the induction program and, if you like, created bite-sized chunks that were far easier to revisit and to embed the learning. So the bullet points really for me regarding accelerated transformation is ensure that it is consistent and frequent communication is probably one of the most important elements of it. The second is to unpack the big message into smaller bite-sized chunks and keep on revisiting that. So follow up, follow up, follow up. Even when you think you followed up enough, follow up again. So those are the 3 points. Number 1, consistent and frequent communication. Number 2, to unpack the process or unpack the launch from a global message into smaller chunks. And to follow up, follow up, follow up. In doing that, you will achieve transformation in a far, far speedier fashion than ever before. I hope that's been helpful to you, and I hope it helps you transform your business in a far speedier fashion. Accelerated transformation is possible if we focus and put our minds to it. So I'm Audrey Chapman. This has been the Sales Strategy series, and I look forward to seeing you next time.